Welcome to another segment of Lousje and Bean Behind the Scenes. It's Sunday. Welcome, lovelies. Well, it's a gorgeous Sunday and I'm here with Charlie. He's keeping me company. I am just gonna touch a little bit of what happened last week. We dropped a new Lousje and Bean, a few items. We had some tech issues with the tuck vest and the jazz pants. It's all fixed, but never a dull moment at Lousje and Bean. And thank you for bearing with us through all that, but it's all kosher now. Okay, lovelies, I am gonna talk about our honeymoon. We had a fantastic party. We had a blast of a party. It was at Creekside. We had a great band. There was lots of dancing, amazing people, great food. And yeah, it was a wonderful evening and great weather as well. So we took a day to recoup, and then on the Sunday we stepped in my car for a road trip, and the weather was beautiful. I have a convertible, so basically I had the top down for the whole 6 days. We drove to New York State, the Allegheny Mountains. You're there very quickly already after a few hours, I find. And absolutely beautiful. A little bit too early for the trees yet. I think we were maybe a week, 10 days too early, but nevertheless, it was wonderful. So our first stop was at Lake Tupper, and we had an amazing motel. We didn't book anything ahead. We said we're just gonna go and see what happens. So we had an amazing motel, and our first meal was fantastic. We had a baked tuna, lots of fat cheese, lots of potatoes. It was fantastic. So we are so bad, we always forget to take a picture of the beautiful food that comes on your plate when it's served. And then halfway through we think of it, so that is this picture. Sorry, we kind of nibbled at it. We usually share because meals are huge, right? So it's a shared meal that we kind of picked at already. So the second day we drove further down to New York State, and we passed Lake Placid, and I told Glenn I really wanted to stop there because I remember, and I'm sure you lovelies, a lot of you remember the Winter Olympics in 1980. I remember watching it with my family, a very exciting skiing, hockey, ice hockey of course, figure skating. And here was this village, Lake Placid, and the Olympic Village was open. You could go into it, and they had a beautiful building with ongoing documentaries about different things, interesting tidbits, lots of black and white pictures. We had a lot of fun. We spent a few hours, and then through the village we saw the famous Whiteface Mountain and the Lousje. They built this formation so the Lousje can go down at racing speed, right? And it's always, I love watching it. And yeah, I'm a Winter Olympics fan. I love it. So that was interesting. Then we did an amazing walk. It was along Lake Champlain. It's called the Ausable Gorge Walk. And decades and decades of weather, wind and sand wearing away the rock formation. So it basically made a very deep hollow, and the water was trickling down at the bottom. It was very high. We were both not very good with heights, so it was a little scary at times, but it was a gorgeous, gorgeous walk around the gorge. So that was really a highlight as well. So then we took the ferry at Plattsburgh into Vermont. And of course it gets more hilly and it gets more picturesque, and all the lakes and the little villages. It was just amazing. And again, I can't say enough about the American people, how hospitable they are. They're so friendly and helpful and all uppity up. So from Plattsburgh we drove to Sherbrooke in Quebec, and we booked a hotel there, an amazing hotel right on the lake. And we had a view of the lake and a beautiful view during the day. We saw the sunset every night. We stayed in that hotel for 3 nights, and from there on we did the day trips through the eastern townships. But I was charmed, enchanted with Sherbrooke. An amazing town. And what we couldn't get over was everybody was biking to work or leash or bringing kids to school. Everybody was walking. It was such a very European city. Small cars, no big honking trucks. and lots of beautiful boardwalks along the lake. You could do the whole lake or you could do it in sections. So we did the one in sections, and it was thoroughly enjoyable. Different cafes, different terraces and patios, and all kinds of live music everywhere. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. We came upon 2 churches in Sherbrooke that were renovated into a commercial space. The one was an amazing restaurant. It was called OMG, and their logo had a little devil on it with a pitchfork. It was quite comical, and that was a very successful restaurant. It was absolutely booked solid, and we were there, and I think it was a Tuesday or Wednesday night. The other church we visited was a distillery, a very quaint ex-Roman Catholic church where they kept all the beautiful stained glass windows, and they made a distillery. They made gin, vodka, and another liqueur. Oh, I think it was tequila. Anyway, we tasted some, we bought some, it was fantastic. So from there on, we took little trips to the towns that my friend Leah recommended, because she grew up in the eastern townships. Lovely's, I can't say enough about it. I would highly recommend it. They are hidden jewels. So we visited North Hadley, a quaint little town along the water, all kinds of boardwalks and cafes, and even though it was out of season, it was hopping. Everything was open, the restaurants, the bars, the patios, quaint little shops, absolutely no shopping malls, which I loved. And we also went to the Abbey. It's a monastery, it's overlooking this lake, again a beautiful view. And the monks there are working the farm. They have an apple orchard. They make applesauce, they make apple butter, they make honey, and also they make amazing cheese. So we did a few purchases there, and we got the history of the Abbey. It was fascinating. So then we decided, we had planned to go to Montreal, back home, but because it was so lovely in all these small towns, with not a lot of traffic and a lot of walking and friendly patios and all that. So we bypassed Montreal and we went to Kananakwe. I had been years ago and just gone through, probably with some relatives from the Netherlands. We used to take side trips, but I never spent a few days, so we spent 2 days there. And again, I was smitten. I could live in Catharines. I would never thought of it. We took a boat cruise one day, almost a whole day, and we visited the famous Heart Island, right, with the Bold Castle. It's a whole story behind it. This man, Mr. Bold, who did very well in the States, and an immigrant from Poland, I believe. And he came with his family, and he did very well in hotels and motels and big buildings. Anyway, he, as a tribute to his wife, he bought Heart Island, and he started to build this castle for her. And he was halfway through, and unfortunately she passed away. She was young, she was 42, and he was devastated, and he abandoned the whole project. And you can only get there by boat. So people, after a few years of it getting very dilapidated, there was an organization formed, and with a lot of support from all kinds of different organizations, they started to rebuild it, and now it's almost done, and it's beautiful. It was fascinating, very opulent. It's on the American side, so we had to go to customs. It was really unique, the whole experience. Anyway, it was lovely. In Kananakwe, why we loved it so much, it's like very artsy, I found. And a lot of people our age retire there. So there's a huge musical community. We saw a play. There's a local play group, and they put out plays the whole year through. We talked to some people who lived there, who moved there from Toronto, and they absolutely loved it. Again, a lot of walking, a lot of biking, a lot of boating, of course, and a beautiful private beach and amazing restaurants. So anyway, that was kind of the end of our trip. Then we went via Kingston, which I have a soft spot for. We did a lot of art shows in the summertime in Kingston. And Tessa and I used to go together, and we always loved it there. So a little nostalgic little trip in in Kingston, and also one of Glenn's daughters graduated there from the university, so he spent a lot of time there. So for both of us it was a nice visit back. And then we took the slow road back to home, and I can't say enough about our trip, and I would highly recommend it. And thank you, Leah, for all your suggestions. They were fabulous. We did all of them. Oh, I forgot, my favorite town in Eastern Townships was Maycock. What a jewel of a little town. I'm not a shopper when I go away. I don't like to shop, but they had so many interesting shops, unique shops. And yeah, I did a little bit of shopping. It was great. Well, Glenn toured the town. He always likes to see how neighborhoods are built and how all the roads, how wide they are, etc. It's his work, right? So anyway, it was great to come back again, but we can look back on a fabulous trip. So lovelies, I hope you like this, I guess, kind of a long story. I want to point out, I went to the market on Saturday morning here in St. Catharines, and I bought these because the garden is getting a little tired. And the cut flowers are a little bit done, but I bought these dahlias. Dahlias are some of my favorite summer flowers. I love the colors. They come in all different shapes and colors, and absolutely love them. I didn't plant them this year because I had too many other things to worry about. But now that I bought some and I look at them every day, I think I'm going to start in the spring. I'm going to start a little dahlia garden. I've got a whole lot of sun in the backyard, so it should be a perfect spot. Lovelies, I'm wearing an amazing outfit. I love these pants, Polo Tricot. They're called the Cheetah. I'm wearing a small, fits me to a T. It's an elastic waist, a slash pockets, and a lot of stretch. And I love this little cuff. And if they're too short for you, you can cut the little stitches here on the side that hold the cuff up and make them about an inch longer, inch and a half. And of course the boxy top never disappoints, right? This lovely soft gray, a little bit of a lavender touch to it. And great angel, we've got a lot of angel necklaces, a lovely new drop, and this is a really nice one. And Cericlio earrings and a Cericlio, look at this beauty. Lovelies, keep your questions coming and your suggestions, and let me know if you've been to the Eastern Townships, if you loved it, and if you haven't been, please go. And of course, this is an amazing time to go. Mind you, we had great weather, but I think even a few weeks later would have been even better because of the fall colors, right? So a little bit about next week, quite exciting. We have an unboxing of Creases. We've got a new shipment in. And of course, it's one of our favorite lines, and Tessa can't wait to show you. As always, enjoy your Sunday and relax and read a good book. And as always, especially keep on smiling.